Today I'll be showing you the Gemmy 2012 life-size animated witch with flaming cauldron. Now this is of course very similar to the Cauldron witch that was sold from the years 2006 to 2010 and then again in 2013. But this was a take on it in 2012 that is a little bit different. So it's obviously a budget version of the Cauldron witch. The original one had a soft PVC mask for the face, had mouth movement, eye movement. The cauldron stirred, had a misting effect. Honestly one of the most advanced pieces that Gemmy ever made. Now this one, still pretty good quality compared to today's, items, but it doesn't do that much. So it has 3 motors in it. It has a head tilting, it has a swaying, and then the cauldron flames instead of mists. So instead of there being the whole mist maker apparatus inside of there, there is a fan on the inside of the cauldron and some nylon fabric cut into the shape of flames with some orange LEDs surrounding it. And there's no mouth movement on this piece. The head is a vinyl head like the old Butler heads. And this one is a little bit narrow, as you can see. The sculpt is kind of a narrow head, but this one I think it got a little warped at some point in time. But nevertheless, it's still creepy as a witch should be. And I suppose I can do some close-up details here. I don't have her turned on at the moment or plugged in because the fan constantly runs and it is rather loud. So get a nice look at the details here. So as you can see, she's got those yellow eyes, which a majority of Gemmy's latter year items that are life size have had those yellow eye decals instead of other colors. You can see it's the same stick and hands, although the hands it's more narrow with the grip, so it can be harder to get her to hold the stick properly. And then here's the cauldron, in case you've never seen one up close. You have all those, which are the LEDs, and there's the fan blade on the inside, and then there's this, which it does fray over time, and then it gets cleaning to itself, so then it's a little, mess. But, you just have to go in every now and then and just separate it out. And she does have the push button. She collapses. This is actually the last new collapsing 5-foot character that Gemmy ever made. Actually the last new collapsing character that was ever released. You had this and Hagatha the Witch for 2012. And in 2013 they brought back the regular Cauldron Witch, and that was the last 5-foot collapsing character they ever sold. This particular one was sold at HSN. I have the box for it, but it's just a brown box, nothing too interesting. You can see there's a tri-me jack, adapter port, and sensor, and then it actually has volume control, which is kind of surprising, but it's a neat little addition. And the outfit, of course, is a different pattern. And what's really interesting about this one is there are 2 of the spirit ball lights on either shoulder, which are green, and they project on her face. So that's a pretty neat effect. But that's all I have to say about it, aside from the fact that she has the white hair, which she's the only 5-foot dancing witch that has that. So without further ado, I will plug her in.
It seems we have visitors! I do love it when people visit! So much that I never let them leave! Well, looks like I'm not the only one stirring up trouble tonight! I just love animals! They are so delicious! Flaming cauldron, glowing red,
there she is, and now while she does have less movement, I will say that it kind of makes up for it with the amount of phrases she has. I honestly forgot just how many phrases this has because I have a prototype witch with the same audio. However, there's actually less phrases on the prototype witch than this. So some of those phrases towards the end there I had actually completely forgotten existed. So there's definitely a variety of sayings for her. I've not looked at the circuit board to see if there is a programmed mouth or eye movement or not, and if there is, then it could be modified to have an older style witch head, which would honestly be better for sure than this one, you know, with this head. But still a pretty cool piece, you know, really well made compared to today's standards for sure. Not the best Gemmy life size ever, but you know, still pretty cool, and I will be using her this year because I honestly have never used this in a display, and I think it's about time. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.